you can play this!
Oh yeah!
Superheroes come in all shapes and sizes, from the blatantly heroic Superman to the dark hero Batman. In Japan, you can get heroes like the Robin Hoodish Goemon with his kabuki facial makeup, all the way to masked Kamen Riders and costume heroes like the fabulous Gatchaman team. Well, today I'm going to tackle another masked hero that has no powers like Superman, but uses tools of his trade like Batman. Well, actually more like Kamen Rider. I've been bringing up Kamen Rider a lot lately in these videos, haven't I? Huh. Well, I'm sure it's nothing. Anyways, so, ChainDive was donated to me by Dymo Mac, and while I've been sitting on this game for quite some time, intending to make it a you can play this, maybe. Well, I have to honestly say that I didn't play it until just recently, and wow, color me surprised. The action is really quick-paced and fun and exciting too. You play as the cyborg known as Shark. He's around to destroy the evil bugs that have invaded the Earth. Really, there's more to it than that, but that's all you need to know, as the story's pretty much all in Japanese. But the action part is universal and really exciting. I mean, my hands actually hurt from gripping the controller too hard after about a half hour of gameplay. Well, anyways, here's the controls. The X button is your jump button. Hit it twice to double jump. The square button is your main attack button. When you hit your opponent with your weapon, they will freeze in a block of ice. The R2 trigger is to throw out a special beam to grab onto either the green spheres that are dotting along the landscape or frozen enemies. There's a reason I'm going in this order. To grab onto something, point in that direction and shoot your grapple out. If it's a green dot, then you can see if you can grab onto it if it glows. Now once you shoot out your beam to grab hold, the beam acts like a bungee cord where it will shoot you out towards the dot or the target. If it's a frozen enemy, then you smash into them, mashing them into tiny little bits. If you string together several kinds of these attacks together, then you gain a combo. Combos are essential to recovering life force, which is that top bar right there. And there aren't any really dropped items in this game, so you've got to do your best to try to combo. You can also grapple onto something, slingshot up, and jump to really get up some distance. The bottom bar is your blade's power. If you encounter an enemy that shoots fire at you, you can block it and redirect your power into them by pressing and holding the square button. Then, bungee up to them and give them a smackdown. It's not a skill that you'll get right off the bat, but more on that later. If you're in dire straits, the triangle button attacks all the targets on the screen in rapid motion, but it takes a little bit of your health away. Okay, a lot of bit of your health away. Now this game is presented in a third-person view, but they try to do a bit of 3D with it. I've seen this referred to as 2.5D. It sounds goofy, but it is a pretty accurate description of what you see. The storyline is pretty in-depth, and I really wish that it were in English. I mean, it seems to really flesh out the characters and go into a pretty deep storyline on how everything in this universe works. And so we get into the bad points about this game. One's the storyline. This storyline just kind of has the worst graphics in the whole game. And the characters look PS1-ish and pretty stiff. Yeah, PS1. I didn't stutter. I mean, it's clever to use the bust of the 3D 2.5D-ish models like is usually used in RPGs when they talk, but the non-action of the screen is just pointless. Wait. There are all sorts of enemies that you'll fight, from pods to these fly thingies to these bloomin' fire flowers. And not the good fire flowers either, these stupid fire flower bloomin' thingies. Huh. Shit. If you're having difficulty getting into a certain area, like some bug thingy is following you up and down and blocking your way, know that it's not a bad guy, but something telling you that you still have a bad guy left to kill in the previous area. There will be one on both sides of you, and so you'll be able to tell that the enemy is, well, somewhere in between. Just keep looking, because you can't pass unless you destroy it. One of the glaring flaws with this title is that it's pretty hard to gain the skills that you need to perfect the game casually. It's like Bayonetta in that way. The tougher levels in Bayonetta are really tough. You can't just play as a button masher in those levels, as you really need to have mad skills. Same thing here. Skills are needed to get a better score. Also, this game is kind of dark. It can be hard to know where things are. That can really make it tough to see enemies and to know where to go. More than once I've noticed not how to continue, and so I naturally thought my path was going lower. And, well, yeah. But honestly, this is a smart action platformer. It makes you learn the tactics and then use them. Sure, you can button mash, but this game was obviously made by people who wanted you to learn the skills necessary to get S ranks. And in the training area, you'll learn all those tricks of the trade. And they show slow-mo videos to help you get the idea. So honestly, even though the story is lost for an importer, unless you speak Japanese, the gameplay is nice and challenging and really makes for an enjoyable game. And the challenge here isn't just because it's tough, it's because it is challenging. The difficulty here is a ladder that any importer of this game will have to climb. But it'll hopefully be an enjoyable climb, because once you get the idea and timing down, it'll go by much faster than when you were just button mashing. The graphics for the action part are very nice, while the storyline graphics, not so much. The game is going to be kinda hard to find and might call in prices to that of a new game. But honestly, with so many Japanese and English gaming sites giving it such a high score, if you can find it, it'll be worth it. This is a game that really should have come out in the US. But things happen, and it didn't. I mean, not even Europe got this game. So if you're gonna import it, then make sure you have a top-loading PS2 and an HD advanced disc and hard drive, or even a swap disc will work to import it. Now for next week, I don't know. Let's do some giant robot love next week, shall we? Some old school Famicom giant robot love.
You think that you can play this? Now you can. You think that you can play this? Let's see what he said. I know that you can play this. But only if you follow JewWario. You can play this. You can play this.
Alright, so you just want me to say some lines here, eh?
Yeah, whenever you're
Okay,
ready.
I can do that. Oh my goodness! Wow! That looks bad. Uh-oh! Hey, is it okay if I do one of these in the way that I want to do it? Kind of improvised type of thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool, thanks. Holy crap! What the f*** is that? Motherfucker! That thing is such a thing! Huge! Oh my god!
How about we do one that's kind of in the middle?
Yeah, that'll work.